Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
BBC News World. October 2, 1913 America, New York, Mozambique's tuna corruption scandal puts justice on trial. The credibility of Mozambique's judicial system faces a challenge at a court case in South Africa. BBC News World. October 2, 1909 America, New York, rape case sparks fury over China's work drinking. As public scrutiny of corporate misbehavior grows, can business drinking be dropped forever? BBC News World. October 2, 1906 America, New York, budget Ukrainian airline swaps high heels for trainers. Flight attendants with Ukraine's Sky Up say the new uniform is much better for their health. BBC News World. October 2, 1902 America, New York, the American father and son building a Gothic folly in France. Donald Russell, 94, and his son Sam are building a Gothic-inspired edifice in the French countryside.
RT World News. October 2, 1840 America, New York, Algeria recalls envoy. Accuses Paris of interference. After Macron slams post-colonial hatred of France, amid migrant visa row. Algeria recalled its ambassador to France and accused its former colonizer of interference, after French President Emmanuel Macron criticized the country's government.
October 2, 1835 America, New York, Tesla sees jump in third quarter production. Tesla said Saturday that it produced 237,823 vehicles in its third quarter and delivered 241,300, more than double the number of vehicles for the same period a year ago.
New York Times World News. October 2, 1806 America, New York, Mohib Ullah, 46, dies. Documented ethnic cleansing of Rohingya. Shot dead by gunmen. He had compiled a list of those who perished in the hope that the data could be used as evidence in international courts. Mohib Ullah in 2020 at a refugee camp in Kutupalong, Bangladesh. Death threats had become part of his life.
BBC News World. October 2, 1753 America, New York, Brazil Bolsonaro, thousands protest calling for president's removal. Demonstrations against Jair Bolsonaro take place in more than 160 towns and cities.
October 2, 1743 America, New York, Jim Acosta, far right is behind its own great replacement theory. CNN's Jim Acosta explains the consequences of Fox News host Tucker Carlson and far-right personalities spreading coronavirus misinformation.
BBC News World. October 2, 1740 America, New York, Islamic Stage, Canadian accused of being voice behind the violence. Canadian Mohammed Khalifa, who narrated his videos, played a key propaganda role, prosecutors say. Mirror World News. October 2, 1739 America, New York, fears grow for 3,000 female Afghan troops who could be hunted down and killed by Taliban. Colonel Richard Kemp, an ex-commander in Afghanistan, slammed the UK and US for abandoning and betraying female soldiers and police officers who could be hunted down by the Taliban.
October 2, 1710 America, New York, man dies after falling while subway surfing on top of J train on Williamsburg Bridge. A man in New York City died early Saturday morning while subway surfing on top of the J train on the Williamsburg Bridge.
RT World News. October 2, 1636 America, New York, Bepi Colombo probe snaps mesmerizing up-close photos of Mercury during mission's first flyby of planet. Space fans have rejoiced at new high-res photos of the nearest planet to the Sun emerging on Saturday, snapped by the Bepi Colombo probe studying Mercury as part of a joint mission by the European and the Japanese space agencies.
October 2, 1636 America, New York, Adele fans think the artist may have a new album on the way. Adele fans think the singer has a new album coming. And they may be right. October 2, 1635 America, New York, Tom Brady hypes Buccaneers-Patriots game with homecoming video. A day before Tom Brady's much-hyped return to Gillette Stadium for the first time as a visitor, the 44-year-old Tampa Bay quarterback added to the hype. October 2, 1537 America, New York, our true crime obsession, we are all voyeurs. This week on Pop Off, CNN reporter Lisa Respers France talks about Hollywood's obsession with true crime stories. Subscribe to Lisa's Pop Life Chronicles newsletter here.
BBC News World. October 2, 1531 America, New York, Thousands march across U.S. in support of abortion rights. Rallies are held in all 50 states amid fears that abortion rights are being rolled back.
October 2nd, 1519 America, New York. In pictures, women march for abortion rights. More than 600 marches are expected across the United States on Saturday, as people rally in support of reproductive rights.
RT World News. October 2nd, 1515 America, New York. Escape from Dunkirk? French police fire at migrant boat runners with rubber bullets, cracking bones and sending 2 to hospital. French police have launched a probe after officers fired rubber bullets at 8 Iranian Kurdish men attempting to launch a migrant dinghy from Dunkirk to the UK.
October 2nd, 1508 America, New York. Donald Trump ratchets up demands on Governor Greg Abbott to review Texas election results. Former President Donald Trump is ramping up pressure on Texas Governor Greg Abbott to allow an election review bill to move forward in a state he won in 2020, as Trump continues his election fraud crusade nearly a year after losing the White House. October 2nd, 1504 America, New York. Sinema says lack of infrastructure vote inexcusable and erodes trust within Democratic Party. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema strongly rebuked the House of Representatives' lack of a vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill in a statement Saturday, calling the delay inexcusable and deeply disappointing for communities across our country.
Fox World News. October 2nd, 1422 America, New York. China sends more aircraft toward Taiwan, one day after largest ever incursion. The Chinese Air Force has sent more aircraft into Taiwan's air defense zone, Taiwan's military said on Saturday, one day after the largest incursion ever into the zone.
October 2nd, 1415 America, New York. Trump wants court to force Twitter to reinstate his account. Former President Donald Trump has asked a federal judge to restore his Twitter account, according to a court document filed Friday. October 2nd, 1411 America, New York. Brian Stelter. Video from inside the new Fox News studio is telling. A video of the new Fox News studio in D.C. captured top talent and leaders at the network all wearing masks. CNN's Brian Stelter says this is telling because many of the network's top hosts rail against mask wearing.
CNN.com World. October 2nd, 1408 America, New York. Still waiting for what is to come for us. American University of Afghanistan students face fear and uncertainty. They had enrolled at the American University of Afghanistan because they saw it as an opportunity, a pathway to a better future.